The Conjuring, Last Rites. We know why we're here. Let's be real. Did we need this one? I really don't think we... The Conjuring, Last Rites is a 2025 American supernatural horror film. You know there's a huge discography of all of the Conjuring movies in the Conjuring universe all right here. This film was directed by Michael Chavez, written by Ian Goldberg, Richard Nang, David Leslie, Johnson McGoldrick. This follows the Smurl haunting case. So I'm gonna be honest though, this movie got a bunch of mixed reviews. Based on the reviews, low-key mid, but I personally enjoyed it. It's a kind of a predictable moment, you know what I'm saying? You can like feel when things are gonna get scary, spooky, ghost face, all that good stuff. Honestly, this is just expanding the Conjuring universe. I feel like Matt Rife purchasing all of the haunted items that Ed and Lorraine had found throughout their lifetime is his way of getting into the supernatural Conjuring universe. And this movie is literally just going to create a whole expansion of their world. I heard there's going to be a show as well too, so I'm kind of interested where that goes as well. Mixed reviews, did really well in the box office. You know, it's a popcorn movie. Why not go watch it? The movie starts off with a bit of a prequel energy, showing Ed and Lorraine as kids. They're not kids, but they're younger, right? And just to sum it up, their daughter, Judy, almost dies. There's like this haunted entity that almost takes her life away because it's a little bit out of the ordinary. Sorry, I had to do it. Lorraine's giving birth. The daughter almost gets taken away. They pray to G.O.D. and like low-key, Judy's okay. And fast forward a little bit later, it's more in their retirement years. It's like in the 80s for sure. Ghostbusters is definitely prevalent. And people aren't necessarily as interested in Ed and Lorraine's story anymore, or their teachings and all that stuff. And you know, they're kind of just not active in the supernatural world at this point. And they're just teaching, and you know, Ed had a heart attack. But yeah, and that's kind of why he's not really active. I don't know, if you're a big movie person, you can kind of tell right away, like, this movie is just a representation of Ed and Lorraine passing the torch to like their daughter and new son-in-law. There is going to be a Conjuring series. It's going to be on HBO Max. I have a feeling it's going to follow their storyline. The way this story is set up is, I'm too old for this, chief. It's giving that energy. Like, I can't do this anymore. The thing about the Smurls, they're reaching out for help from the church. They decide to go to the media, make it a giant media frenzy. The Father goes out there. The Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Sir Rizzleton. He decides to go out there. He tries to help them, but he gets cooked. That leaves Judy out there to go do her little thing. It's a little predictable, but if you're not there to like shit on it a ton, it's like, I don't know, I have fun with that stuff. I like the spooky supernatural things in the world, you know? I personally do believe in spirits. I believe that there's spirits everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the mediums out there. It's just like, bro, clearly there's a lot of religious undertones. Not even undertones, just clear, just straight up like religious moments in this movie. Per se, I may not be the most religious person ever. Clearly, if you believe in a higher power, there's definitely gotta be some supernatural shit going on, bro. Because like, not everyone can go to heaven or hell right away. Not everyone can reincarnate right away, bro. They'd be floating around. They call them demons for a reason, bro. Sam and Dean, where you at? I personally believe in the supernatural realm. I'm so fascinated with it. I thought they did a pretty good job at capturing the 80s. I thought they did an excellent job at that. It made me feel like I was in my grandparents' house in the early 2000s, like watching a movie from the 80s, if that makes sense. I don't know. Millennials, does that make sense? To me, it makes sense. It just feels like, because, you know, your grandparents, they bought shit, they kept it forever, so like their homes felt like stuck in time. And that's what this movie felt like when I was watching it. The one thing that was extremely predictable though, like clearly the demon that was haunting the daughter in the beginning, it's like, I just knew right away it was going to come back. But I didn't expect it to like be haunting the Smurls as well. That just kind of threw me for a loop. The one thing I did not like, I know they're drawing from inspiration from like real life people, and obviously this is like fictionalized to an extent, you know, based on the true story, but I'm like, I don't know enough about the real Ed and Lorraine to necessarily speak on their real lives, you know? But the one thing I didn't really like about Lorraine's character in this movie is that she was just so like trying to hide her daughter from her true gifts and powers, and she was just very fearful in this movie. Like, I get why, you know, they're getting older, they've been through the ringer. But I just personally didn't like that. I didn't like how she was just so fearful in this movie. I feel like it'd be cool if it was more like a teaching moment than a fearful moment. I feel like that is something, as like a fan of the Conjuring universe, that would have been more fun to see if like Ed and Lorraine, well actually Ed does kind of coach the boyfriend eventually. He's like, you know, our family's not the normal family, and he kind of takes him under his wing. At the end of the movie, he's like, pretty much like that haunting, that's the shit we do. That's what we do. But it took the mom until like a very dangerous moment to be like, don't be afraid anymore, Judy. Judy, don't be afraid anymore. I'm not afraid anymore. Like that's some Home Alone type shit. Another thing I did like about the movie, I liked the visions. I liked the visions that Lorraine was having and that Judy was having, because Judy's powers were like hindered most of her life based out of fear. One of my favorite scenes is when she's trying on a wedding dress. Actually, it was pretty creepy. I mean, it didn't like scare me, but I'm like, I thought that was shot very well. I thought that was done very well. I thought that was such a fun scene and I appreciated it. Another fun scene is like a teachable moment when Lorraine is like, Judy, you can do this. It's like the boyfriend's neck is underneath the freaking mirror, like choking him out. That scene was pretty good too. I like that a lot. I wanted more context for the father. Like he shows up to like the area where the Smurls are at trying to get some help, and like he just randomly, obviously clearly the evil entity kills him. But I'm like, what the heck is going on? I genuinely wanted a little bit more out of that storyline. The ending was cheesy, like, you know, I saw with the whole family. It's all good, but like I said, they're setting it up for the Conjuring universe to be forever expanded and that the IP can be used for a long time. I'm out here almost at 500 subscribers, bro. I want to monetize this channel. I want to do more movie reviews more often. And I want to drop them as soon as I can. So it's not like a week later, you know? Because I'm doing a lot of stand-up shows. At least this last couple weeks. To me, it's a lot. And I'm doing a lot of open mics. I'm getting my reps in. So I can release these when I can. But I'd love to just monetize this channel. And I'd love to go on these adventures. Maybe go on a spooky adventure. Maybe do like more themed videos that aren't just movie reviews. But it starts with just this. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.